The housing market is crashing. It's imploded. It's done. At least that's what the media, and to a greater part, social media, is telling us. But what does the data say? Does the data back that up? Because this past quarter, the median price of a home in Pagosa Springs hit a record $702,000, up nearly 39% from a year ago. So why is everyone thinking this is the end of the housing boom? Well, there's a lot to unpack here, and there's many ways you can look at it. But there has been a noticeable shift in the market. Currently, there's 74 active stick-built homes in the PLPOA area. Of those 74, nearly 30% have reduced their prices. And why is that? Well, less demand. But why is there less demand? Well, there's one culprit here: skyrocketing interest rates due to the Feds trying to tackle inflation. And as a result, mortgage applications across the US hit a 22-year low, and we can understand why. Let's say back in March, you were looking at a $450,000 home with 20% down and a 3.7% interest rate. That's about $2,000 a month in Colorado with our super low property taxes. I'm looking at you, Texas. But today, that $2,000 monthly payment means you can afford a $350,000 home, almost a $100,000 reduction. All because interest rates have gone from 3.7% to 6% in just a couple months. And if you still wanted that $450,000 home, that means an extra $500 a month. So there's no doubt these interest rates are impacting demand, but will it last forever? Of course not, because you and I both know that these rates are still somewhat historically cheap. Many of you remember the times where rates were 13%, 15%, 18% and higher, but millennials, who now make up 43% of homebuyers across the nation, have never seen interest rates this high. So it's going to take some time for them to get used to the idea of paying higher rates. And once they do, demand will start to tick back up. So how do you play a market with lower demand? There's some definite strategies here, but first you need to understand the market here in Pagosa Springs. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that prices are at record highs, and that's all true, but that was all for inventory that was purchased when rates were in the low to high fours. Now rates are around 6%. As a result, month's supply of inventory has bounced back dramatically in just a few months. Now, for a real estate market to be considered balanced, month supply needs to be in the range of about 4 to 6 months. We went from 0.9 back in February to 4.4 in June. It's been nearly 2 years since we've seen inventory this high. But inventory isn't high enough yet where buyers can start throwing in crazy lowball offers. Inventory will have to triple in order to get to that point. So the story here isn't so much that the market is crashing. It's that we're returning back to a normal balanced market, which means buyers now have choices again, and they aren't stuck in multiple bid situations. And one of the choices we made is in condos and townhomes. That's what's driving the inventory increase here in Pagosa Springs. For the past 4 months, there's been a 63% increase year over year for new condo or townhome listings, whereas for homes, it's only been a 7% increase. Currently, homes make up about 74% of active listings. That's down 8% from a year ago. And in June, homes made up 65% of sold inventory, a 12% drop from a year ago. And what does it mean if condos play a bigger role in our market? For one, it affects the median and average value. From May to June, the median price for Pagosa dropped from $614 to $584, but yet sellers were still getting 100% of their asking price. So what gives? Well, increased inventory from condos and townhomes. In this current market, there's also some apprehension over some proposals by the county on what to do about short-term rentals. If you haven't watched my take on that, be sure to take a look here. But one only needs to look at what's happening to downtown Pagosa Springs, which put density limits on short-term rentals back in September. My theory has always been that restricting STRs will lower inventory and drive up prices due to that lower inventory. Well, we finally have some solid data to look at. From September through June, new listings downtown have dropped 40% compared to the same time frame a year ago, while the average price has increased 39%. Compare that to the PLPOA area, where new listings dropped only 13%, with the median price increasing only 16%. So at least so far, my theory is holding true, and it's clear the STR policy for downtown Pagosa Springs is probably having the opposite effect of what council was hoping for. So where do we go from here? It's really anyone's guess given the global issues we're all facing right now. and of course our local issues regarding short-term rentals. But if I had to speculate, I do think there will be a small drop in valuations. We're currently seeing this due to the number of price reductions on the market. As those homes go into contract and close over the next 3 months, we'll see the median price in Pagosa drop. I see us settling back into the mid to upper 400s for a median price late summer into the fall, which is where we were at last summer and fall, but due to the increased condo inventory, and then modest gains from here on out. So what does this mean for buyers and sellers? For those buying, 2 pieces of advice. First, marry the house, but date the rate. What this means is that there's only so many properties on the San Juan River. There's only so many properties with acreage and incredible views, and you can't build that. So if you find a place that meets your criteria, go ahead and buy it. You'll have plenty of equity 5 years from now. And if interest rates fall a year or 2 from now, you can always refinance and reduce your monthly payments. Second, there's going to be some deals ahead if you're willing to put the work in on fixer-uppers. But be patient and understand that time here in Pagosa moves slow. Go ahead and double the amount of time you think it will take to renovate a home and add on another 25% to your estimates. For those selling, here's my thoughts. Be patient. It's going to take some time now to sell your home, unless it has amazing views or backs up to a river. We've been spoiled for 2 years now of homes selling instantly, but it's a different market now, and we have to be realistic about what your home offers and what it's valued at. You may even want to wait another year or 2 before you consider selling. The market is not going to drop off a cliff, and this strategy allows the market to stabilize a little bit first before you dip your toes into it. If your home needs updating, it's going to sit even longer on the market. If you have the ability and funds to do so, I would do the renovations. Update the kitchen, update the bathrooms, add outdoor living spaces. It will pay off when it comes time to sell, because those homes on the market that are reducing their prices right now are the ones that are outdated. The whole goal here is to help your home stand out from the competition, and that's what Team M Squared specializes in. We aim to provide you the confidence when it comes to selling your home. No one gets you more eyeballs on your listing than we do. We actively market and advertise your listing to targeted audiences, creating more exposure and opportunities to get your home sold fast and for asking price. The proof is in the data. Look at these views. Our methods work. All right, as always, thank you so much for watching our content. Whether you agree or disagree, please let us know. I hope you found some value out of this message that we've produced here. Please email us or call us if you have any questions. We would love to help guide you through this tricky market so you can start living the mountain lifestyle today. Cheers.